CreepyCorner stories.
Hey everyone, welcome back to CreepyCorner stories. You know, diving into the dark web is always risky, but sharing these stories with you makes it worth it. I'm curious, where are you watching this from right now? Let me know in the comments below. I've noticed that these kinds of stories hit differently depending on where you are. It might even make the experience a little creepier. So, tell me, are you watching from the safety of your home or somewhere less secure? I downloaded a beta horror game from the dark web. Now it won't let me log out unless I bleed. Hey Reddit, this is my first time posting here, and I don't even know where to begin. This isn't some haha spooky ghost in my attic story, or a fake ORG thing. I honestly wish it was. This is about something I stupidly downloaded that's now pretty much controlling my life. Or worse, watching me. If this gets taken down, or my account goes dark, just assume the worst. So, for some quick context, I'm 19. I work part-time at a Starbucks in Midtown Atlanta, and I'm a huge gamer. Like all types. Horror, survival, indie, you name it. But I've always had this thing where the more banned or lost media something is, the more I'm drawn to it. Like those old Creepypasta games, Ben Drowned, Sonic.exe, Polybius, stuff that felt off. I don't know why, maybe I just like chasing the edge. Anyway, about a month ago, I was watching a late night TikTok live stream by some guy in Japan showing cursed horror games. He mentioned a beta horror game that was never officially released, supposedly stolen from a dev who went missing in 2019. The game was called Exit.x, and supposedly it was available only through certain invite-only dark web links, like not Tor browser levels, deeper, like it needed this VPN-layered boot system and a login you can only get through an offering. Now, I should have stopped right there, but I didn't. A week after that stream, I started getting weird DMs on Discord from a user named nullsigil000. No mutual servers. Just popped in my inbox with, "You seek what others abandon. You'll be contacted at 3:33 a.m. Accept the invitation." I didn't reply. I assumed it was some ARG promo. You know how YouTube horror channels do that meta stuff now? Thought it was just part of the game. But then came the call. No joke. 3:33 a.m. on the dot. I got a voice call from a private user on Discord. Couldn't hang up. Couldn't mute. And my screen flickered like my whole system glitched out. Webcam light flashed, even though nothing was open. I didn't say anything, just stared at the black screen. And then I heard static, like old school analog TV static, followed by this weird robotic whisper. "Your offering has been accepted. Exit awaits." And then, boom, my PC went black, fully shut off. I didn't sleep that night. Next morning, I booted it up, and there it was, Exit.exe sitting on my desktop like it belonged there. Black icon, red lettering. It pulsed, like the font was breathing. I asked all my tech friends, even posted on Reddit, in a throwaway account that's now gone mysteriously, and no one had heard of it. Not even deep web veterans. I scanned it for viruses. Nothing, which was worse somehow. So, like an idiot, I launched it. The game opened with a long, dead silent black screen. No music, no dev logos, just a flickering word in the corner. "We play for keeps." Then it cut to a menu. Grainy static background like a VHS tape, and only one option, begin offering. Still thinking it was just a clever indie game, I clicked it. Now here's where stuff gets Real. The game loaded into a first-person point of view. No HUD. You wake up inside a gas station at night, somewhere that looks like middle of nowhere Arizona. Shelves are knocked over, flickering lights, no music, just ambient buzzing and a weird slow breathing sound in your left ear only. I was wearing headphones. Big mistake. You have to walk to the back cooler where there's this ancient-looking CRT TV on a cart playing home footage of a family eating dinner. The mom stares directly into the screen, unmoving, while the rest of the family glitches in and out like corrupted files. Then a prompt flashes. Choose the one who won't scream. You have to click one family member. I clicked the dad. The screen screamed. I mean, it actually screamed. A loud, human, guttural scream. Not from the game. From behind me. I turned around so fast I nearly pulled my neck, but nothing was there. Except my door, which had been closed, was now cracked open. My roommate was out of town for the weekend. I alt-tabbed. Nothing else was open. Game wouldn't let me exit. I tried Task Manager. It was locked. Not grayed out. Locked. I forced shut my PC. That's when the message showed up on my phone. iMessage. No contact name. Forced closing breaks the rules. Next time, we take something. Attached was a photo of me, from behind, sitting at my desk. That night, I slept with a kitchen knife next to me and didn't touch the PC again for 2 days. But when I finally logged back in, exit.x was still there, now renamed to bleed-to-leave.x. No joke. Not delete, not exit. It said bleed to leave. And the worst part, there's a timer counting down. 0, 0, 13, 42, 10. And it resets every time I log in. But when it hits 0, I swear, I hear something move in my room. This isn't a joke. This isn't a game. And I don't think I downloaded it. I think it downloaded me. There's this specific kind of silence that fills a room after something wrong happens. Not awkward silence, not quiet. Wrong. Like the air's too heavy, the lights feel fake, and your body knows something your brain won't accept yet. That was my apartment for the next 2 days. I kept the curtains closed, unplugged the router, even wrapped my webcam in aluminum foil. My phone stayed off. I slept with a knife under my pillow, my bedroom door barricaded with a dining chair and 2 laundry baskets full of clothes. And still, I kept waking up to tiny details out of place. One morning, I found my bathroom faucet slowly running. Another, the closet door was open, and I never opened that closet because the light bulb inside blew out last year. And then there was the night I heard typing, like rapid keyboard clicks, except I was in bed, and my laptop was closed, still sealed in a drawer with duct tape over the ports. The typing kept going for almost 2 minutes. I didn't move a muscle, just laid there with my eyes open, counting the taps. 174 of them. I counted. I don't know why I counted, but I did. It felt important, like some animal part of my brain thought it might save me. It didn't. On the 3rd day, I had a plan. I needed to break the connection, to delete the game from outside the trap it made on my system. I remembered something I read in a tech forum once about ghost partitions, malicious programs that hide code on invisible drives that only wake when triggered. I figured if I could wipe it from another network and location, it might break the script. There's a 24-hour public library a few blocks from my apartment. Small, usually empty, just dusty shelves, old PCs, and bored students watching YouTube. The with earbuds in. I took my external SSD, downloaded a forensic file cleaning app, and headed there just before sunset. I picked a corner computer that faced a wall and plugged in. The second I opened the drive, the file was already there. Not the game. A video. Title: Don't Turn Around, Sorrow1.mp4. I didn't click it. It opened on its own. It showed me, sitting at the exact computer I was sitting at. Same hoodie, same seat, same time of day. But on screen, I wasn't alone. There was someone standing behind me, just barely out of focus, wearing a Mickey Mouse mascot head. Old, vintage, like from the 50s. The fur was burnt and patchy. The eyes weren't black circles. They were wide, human, and bloodshot, like two peeled grapes shoved inside latex. I whipped around so fast, I yanked the monitor sideways. Nothing there. No one behind me. But when I turned back to the screen, the video was still playing, and now I, in the footage, was turning too. Just a second behind me, like it had been filmed live with a delay. Except in the video, the thing didn't disappear. It just moved closer. The file closed itself. New prompt on screen. You can't delete what you are. And then my external drive overheated, started to smoke. I ripped it out and threw it in the trash by the printer station. I should have run. I should have. But I needed to check something first. I went to the front desk and asked the board librarian if I could see the security feed. She gave me a look like I was nuts. Said they didn't usually allow it, but I told her I thought someone was following me and might have stolen something. Not a lie. After a minute, she let me peek at the live feed on her small black and white monitor. The timestamp matched. It was me at the terminal. Only, there were two versions of me. One sitting, the other one standing directly behind, still. It wasn't a reflection. It wasn't a glitch. The person behind me moved before I did, smiled before I even twitched. A slow, unnatural grin that didn't even try to look human. Too wide, too calm, like a taxidermy smile that still has nerves. I asked the librarian who that was. She looked at me like I was speaking in static. Literally. She opened her mouth and her voice glitched like a real-life buffering issue. She said, that's... You are... all red. And then she froze. Like, completely froze. Just stopped moving mid-sentence, hand in mid-air, one eye blinking slowly, while the other stayed open. I ran. Didn't even grab my drive. Didn't even log out. Outside, it was already night, even though it had only been 20 minutes. That night, my phone turned on by itself. I didn't touch it, didn't even look at it. It just lit up. New message, no number, no app, just a gray screen with red text. We're updating your player profile. Then the lights in my apartment dimmed, not turned off. Dimmed, like they were breathing with me. I stood completely still. No movement, no breathing, just silence. Until the walls made a sound. Yes, the walls. They started knocking. Not from inside, not from the outside. From within the walls themselves. Like someone was inside them, thumping with their head. One, slow, beat, at, a, time. I put my hands over my ears, screamed, cried, begged. I was on my knees, whispering apologies into the carpet. And that's when the blood started. I looked up at my laptop screen across the room. It had turned on by itself, and the screen showed me, not a game, a live stream, of me, kneeling. But I wasn't alone. In the corner of the stream, chat messages were scrolling. Fast. Too fast. Random usernames like filenotfound_13, chld.426. Tvs were posting stuff like, He's gonna break soon. Do the knife ending. Upload the skin walk next. Feed the watcher. Feed the watcher. Feed the... Then the stream chat went black. Only one message remained. From Exit Mod. Players who fail to offer willingly bleed on exit. And then I felt it. My nose. Blood. Running. Thick. Warm. Except it wasn't just a nosebleed. It started coming from my ears. Then my left eye. Not gushing. Leaking. Slow. Like the game was teasing me. Like it was saying, this is what you get for not obeying the rules. I collapsed. Slammed my head on the coffee table. Passed out. When I woke up, I wasn't in my apartment. I was back in the gas station from the game, but it wasn't on my screen. I was physically there. Blood on the floor. Flickering lights. CRT TV in the corner, but now showing live footage of my own bedroom. The screen read, offering incomplete. Time resets. And then it happened. A door slammed behind me. Footsteps. Heavy. Crunching glass. I turned and saw. I can't explain it. It looked like me, but with camera lenses instead of eyes. Like literal security cams jammed into the sockets, wires dripping down the cheeks like tears. It raised its arm. Its fingers stretched and cracked into HDMI cables, sparking at the tips. It whispered something I'll never forget. You're the stream now. Then everything went black. I woke up in my apartment. Everything was back to normal, except I had a new app on my phone called Exit Live. It's locked, and the thumbnail is a still frame of me, bleeding, kneeling, crying. But I never took that photo. I never shared that stream. And yet, when I searched TikTok later that night, I found it. 500,000 views. Tagged, number exit challenge. Top comment. No way this is real, but bro's acting is Oscar level. Don't ask how I'm still here. Don't ask who's still filming. And definitely don't download anything called exit.x if it shows up on your screen. Because now, the game isn't just watching, it's broadcasting. You know that feeling when you're walking alone, and for no reason your body suddenly panics, like you know someone's behind you, even when nothing is. Imagine that, but all the time, in your apartment, your job, your phone, your own reflection. That's my life now, or what's left of it. After the whole gas station that wasn't a game incident, I didn't leave my apartment for 4 straight days. Didn't eat, barely drank water, just sat in bed with the lights on, watching the Exit Live icon pulse on my phone like a heartbeat. I couldn't stop. The thing is, the app doesn't open, not like normal. You can't tap it, can't hold it down to delete it. It just activates when it wants. Usually when I'm not looking. I'll turn around and suddenly my phone screen is on, camera lens glowing faint red, like it's watching. Worse, I'm starting to hear audio from it, even when it's off. Late at night, I hear little things, not full sentences, just noises, breathing, crunching, typing, then whispers, low and wet, like someone speaking through a mouth full of nails. Smile wider. The audience is losing interest. Or, you blinked. They're going to rewind you again. It gets worse. It's not just on my phone anymore. The screens at work have started reacting to me. I was doing a closing shift at Starbucks. Just me and this girl Emily, who sometimes hums Taylor Swift when she stalks the pastry case. I was mopping near the back when I caught my reflection in the drive-through monitor screen. Except, it wasn't following my movements. It blinked before I did, smiled too wide. Then it reached forward and touched the inside of the screen. Not kidding. Touched the inside, like the image of me pushed outward and left a smudge from inside the glass. I screamed, and knocked the mop bucket over. Emily ran over, asking if I saw a rat. I lied, said I slipped, but the cameras saw it. I know they did. I checked the security feed on the office monitor before clocking out, and there it was again, my reflection, moving just slightly out of sync, just enough to be wrong. It stood still while I cleaned. It grinned while I was crying in the break room, and in the final frame, it looked into the camera and waved. 2 days ago, I went to the Genius Bar at the Apple Store in Lenox Mall to ask if they could do a full wipe. Guy looked at me, squinted at the phone, and said, "That's not iOS." I laughed, thought he was kidding. He just kept staring and said again, softer, "No, like, I've never seen that operating system before. It's running something else, something custom, like military or something." He hooked it up to the store's diagnostics monitor, and the second he did, every display MacBook in the store went black. Then they started showing my apartment, live, from angles I didn't even know existed. One showed me brushing my teeth. One showed me asleep. One showed me in the shower. The Apple guy stepped back, turned pale, and just said, Are you filming some kind of horror movie or something?" And then my phone played a sound, out loud. It was my own voice, crying, from the stream, from part 2. Then the audio glitched into a shriek so loud and sharp, every customer in the store grabbed their ears. And when I looked down at my phone screen, the only words were, "Genius Bar access denied. Delete witness." I ran. I literally left the store screaming. Security chased me, but I don't even remember how I got back to my car. My brain is losing pieces. Things don't line up anymore. I sleep and wake up with bruises I don't remember getting. One night, I woke up with writing on my arm, in red ink, like marker, only it wasn't ink. It was meat-colored, wet, like it was written with muscle. It said, "Cam 06, too much blinking, penalize." And that's when I started noticing, there's more than one of me now. It started small. A guy who looked just like me at a gas station across town, buying a 6-pack. I don't drink. A Reddit account using my username, posting live stream clips I never uploaded. A YouTube short on a horror story channel titled Exit.exe, the real footage the devs didn't want you to see, showing me digging something in the woods. But I never went to the woods. Not yet. I drove 70 miles out to a place called Lake Oconee after a random email from someone named Sia23 said, "They can't track water." It was nighttime when I got there. Brought just a flashlight and my phone in a Ziploc. No signal, no sound, just wind and dark water. And then something rose from the lake. Not a monster, not a person, a screen, a literal flat screen monitor, glowing and wet, rising up out of the water like a periscope. The monitor flickered to life and showed my apartment again. But now there were 3 of me walking around inside. One cooking, one sleeping, one standing in the shower with its head tilted completely sideways. The screen displayed one last line. "Only one can be archived. Choose." And 3 red buttons appeared under each version of me. I didn't press anything, so the game chose for me. The screen flashed violently, screamed, not audio, a face, like a face compressed into pixels, contorted and screaming silently, then static, then nothing. When I got back home, my bedroom door was nailed shut from the inside, and my laptop was missing. Only thing left was my Exit Live phone app, now showing a new feature. Stream. Watch from viewer's eyes. I tapped it. Screen went black. Then I saw through someone else's eyes. They were walking into my apartment, down the hallway, past the coat rack, towards the kitchen. I screamed and threw the phone. It didn't matter, because then it got really bad. Yesterday, I woke up with a fresh cut on my leg. Shallow, intentional, like a slice made with purpose. Below it, carved with some kind of hook needle, were these words: "They don't believe pain unless it's streamed." I tried calling the cops, not even to report it, just to hear a normal human voice again. The line clicked. Then the dispatcher answered, but her voice was all wrong, stretched, mechanical. 911, streaming in progress. What would you like the viewers to see? I hung up, threw my phone out the window. It landed in the grass, lit up, showed a live stream icon, still running. Last night was the worst part, because last night I saw myself sleepwalking. I woke up because I heard dishes clinking in the sink. When I peeked into the kitchen, I saw myself washing a knife, slowly, carefully, humming that same Taylor Swift melody Emily always hums at work. I backed up into the hallway, tripped over something. It was my own body, in bed, still sleeping. That's when it hit me. I wasn't the original. I never was. I'm one of the clones, one of the streams. The real me is already archived. And now, I think they want me to bleed. You still think this is a game? You still think this is just code? Wait until you see what happened when I tried to burn my eyes to end the stream, and it still kept filming. You know what happens when you stare into a mirror long enough? They say you start to see your face shift, contort, turn into something else. That's not an illusion, it's a reveal. And I finally saw what I really am now. But it was already too late. It started with the live counter. After the last stream update, I noticed something new on my wall. Literal numbers, glowing faint red, burned into the drywall above my desk. Viewers, 12,049. It wasn't graffiti. It wasn't paint. It looked like it had been seared in with a soldering iron. The longer I stared at it, the more I felt like I could hear cheering, but quiet, distant, like an invisible audience clapping behind a two-way mirror. And every time I bled, even a paper cut, the number went up. The first time I noticed it jump, I had just clipped my fingernail too deep. It wasn't even a lot of blood, but I swear to God, I saw that number climb from 12,049 to 12,172, like someone smashed the like button on my pain. That's when I knew. The app wasn't a stream. It was a ritual. I tried everything stupid. Salt circles, burning sage, smashing my mirrors. Didn't matter. My reflection always came back, sometimes even before I walked past the glass. I microwaved my phone. It turned itself back on. I deleted the app through developer mode. It re-downloaded itself as a system process called s3cond_self.x. So then I did the thing you're not supposed to say out loud, the thing people whisper about on horror forums that you assume is fake. I tried to blind myself. I did it in the kitchen, alone. 3:33 a.m. I took a broken piece of glass from a drinking cup I'd shattered 2 days earlier during another episode. I remember looking into my reflection on the shard first. It smiled. I didn't. I pressed it against my left eye. Just enough pressure to feel skin give, that soft warmth, like you're breaking through jelly. Then I paused, because the reflection was still smiling, but I was shaking, and then it spoke. Why close the curtains? The audience loves wide eyes. That wasn't in my head. The mirror spoke. from its surface, in my own voice, just pitched slightly too low, like it had been slowed down and dragged across gravel. And then I blacked out. When I woke up, my left eye was bandaged, but not by me. I didn't do it. There were surgical stitches, professional, clean, tight work, as if I'd gone under. There was no blood on the floor, no broken glass, no pain, just a mirror in the sink. And in that mirror, I had two eyes again. Only one of them wasn't mine. It was black. No iris, no white, like a bottomless camera lens. And every time I blinked, I heard a shutter click inside my skull. That day, I left my apartment and walked 8 miles without stopping. Didn't bring anything. Didn't know where I was going. I passed a gas station, a burned-down Walmart, and eventually hit an abandoned skate park where I used to hang out in middle school. When I got there were photos taped everywhere. Dozens of them. Polaroids. Of me. Sleeping. Showering. Screaming. Eating. Crying. But the angles, none of them were from cameras I own. One showed me from above, like from the ceiling light fixture. Another from inside the microwave, catching my face mid-cry. There were so many I couldn't breathe, until I saw the worst one. It was me, buried up to my neck, in dirt, mouth sewn shut, one eye missing, the left one. In the background of the photo, written on a tombstone, made of laptop parts, it read, "End stream, file archived." That's when I understood something I shouldn't have. There's not just one exit.exe. It's a series, like episodes, like seasons. And I'm not in season 1. I'm the reboot. I tried screaming in the middle of that skate park. Screamed so hard I started throwing up blood. No one came. But someone was listening. Because on my way home, my phone vibrated in my pocket. It had been off. Dead. The battery was physically removed, but it vibrated anyway. New notification. Viewers loved the eye segment. Bonus unlocked. Below, it was a map. A real-time GPS marker, tracking my exact location. Then, a message. Next location, Starbucks, Midtown Atlanta, 4:44 p.m. My job. I went. Don't ask me why. Curiosity. Resignation. Maybe I was hoping the whole store would explode and I'd finally get peace. When I arrived, the lights were off. No staff. No customers. Just one screen behind the bar, playing my live stream on loop. But the footage was glitched. Every third frame showed a different me, doing something slightly more violent. One version was drinking boiling water. One was carving tally marks into their thigh with a straw. One was just staring for 8 full minutes, unblinking, until his face started leaking from the sides. In the back room, the lockers had been pried open. Inside mine, a mannequin, dressed like me, wearing my apron, and on its chest was carved, "Stream ending soon. Choose your clone." When I got home, my door was open, lights off, but the kitchen TV was on, only static. Then a voice. Not mine. Not the mirror one. Something worse. Deeper. Hungrier. They've seen you bleed. Now let them see you break. And then every light in my house blinked in sequence. Like a countdown. I ran to the bathroom, slammed the door, but it was already there. Waiting. In the mirror. The me that smiled wrong. The me with both eyes black now. The me who whispered, "We filmed your soul. The body's just scenery." Then it lunged. I woke up on the floor. New scars on my chest. A fresh cut on my lip. And a message scrawled across the mirror in something red. I'm not going to say it was blood. You already know what it was. The message said, "The season finale is tomorrow. Only one of you gets renewed." They've been filming since the day I was born. There was never an original, just different edits. Next episode drops tomorrow, and someone has to die live. The air felt heavier today, like it knew, not hot, not cold, just thick, like breathing fog made of teeth. I hadn't eaten in 4 days. My hands shake when I blink. My bones crack when I move too fast. And I keep hearing the same sentence over and over in the walls, in my phone, in the mirror, when it's dark enough. Tonight, the curtain closes. One stream ends. One survives. They gave me a time. 3:33 a.m. They gave me a location. An abandoned amusement park outside the city. Closed since 2007 after 3 kids disappeared on the Ferris wheel. And they gave me a choice, or at least the illusion of one. When I opened my phone, the Exit Live app was no longer locked. It had been redesigned into something called Showrunner Mode. I tapped it. I don't even know why anymore. There's no fight left, only instinct. The screen filled with dozens of live thumbnails, each one a different version of me. Me in a church, setting fire to pews. Me in a McDonald's bathroom, cutting something into the tiles with my nails. Me tied to a hospital bed, IVs filled with static. Me sitting at a family dinner table, surrounded by headless mannequins wearing my face. Each one labeled viewer favorite, most replay value, least responsive, archive pending. At the top of the screen was a big red button, select final cut. I didn't press anything, and that's when it selected me. The car pulled up by itself. I'm not making this up. An Uber, no driver, no steering wheel, just a black interior, glowing red touchscreen, and a note on the passenger seat. Last ride, smile for the stream. I got in. The doors sealed. No music, no engine sound, just a slow, glitchy hum, like a VHS tape, rewinding over and over. And the windows weren't windows. They were screens, displaying chat messages as they flew past like confetti. He's in the car now. Can't wait to see who dies for. This reboot better have a good ending. Finale time. Let's go. Blood or cancellation. The ride ended at the gates of Dreamfell Park, a place that shouldn't exist anymore. The entire place was lit in blinking carnival lights, but there was no power. Rusted rides still moved. The carousel spun. The haunted house screamed. And above the entrance arch, a screen, a huge flat panel TV stapled into the bones of the old welcome sign. It played a montage of me, of all the me's, laughing, screaming, begging, dying. Then a final frame. Final cut begins in 3:33. I entered the park, alone. But I wasn't alone. They were all there. My clones, my reflections, my viewers. They lined the walkways, standing perfectly still. Dozens of me, all breathing in sync. Some in Starbucks aprons, some in bloodied hoodies, some in hospital gowns stitched from camera wire. All of them watched me, silent. Then the speaker system kicked in, the same voice from before, low, hungry, clinical. Tonight, one stream ends. Tonight, we feed the algorithm. The floor beneath me opened like a mechanical mouth, and I dropped into a theater, a real one. Red velvet seats, floodlights, camera rigs on robotic arms, and at the front, a stage, with one chair, strapped to the chair, another me, bound, eyes sewn shut, mouth gagged, bleeding from the wrists, but still twitching, still alive. And above him, a final prompt on a monitor. You may now choose, delete, upload. A knife was placed in my hand, cold, real, rust still fresh with meat. The audience of me's behind me began to clap, slow, hollow, like synchronized applause from people who forgot how hands work. I looked at the clone in the chair, and he looked at me. His sewn eyes burst open with blood as he mouthed something through the gag. I stepped closer, I don't know who I am anymore. Maybe he's the real one. Maybe I am. Does it even matter? We're all content. We're all episodes. I raised the knife, and he started laughing, muffled, but so violently it shook the chair. The moment the blade touched his chest, the lights went out. I woke up in my bed. The mirror was cracked. The knife was gone, and the Exit Live app had vanished. But something was still playing. My TV. It was broadcasting the stream again. Only now, the screen was first person, through my eyes. I turned my head, and the screen turned with me. I blinked, and the screen blinked too. There's no camera, no app. It's just me, the final me, the survivor, and the viewer count. It keeps rising. Right now, it says, live viewers, 4,104,002. And below that, thanks for watching. Season 2 starts soon. That's not the end. You think it is, but it isn't. Because just now, right now, I noticed something outside my window. A delivery van, plain, unmarked. And inside, I saw someone. They looked like me, but not the current me, the original. And he was holding a box. On the box, scribbled in dripping red ink, for Season 2 host. He smiled, and then he waved, just like in the security footage. So I ask you, who's watching you right now? Is your webcam light flickering? Did your phone just buzz? Does your reflection seem a little slower than usual? Because you might have just watched the pilot episode. And now, you're part of the stream. Bleed to log out. They promised me free followers. If I signed up on this dark website, now my clone has my account, my face, and my voice. Yo, what's up, Reddit? I don't even know how to start this. I never post on here, but I've been reading this sub for a while, and something happened to me that's not just creepy. It's wrong. Like, whatever it wasn't supposed to happen to someone like me. I didn't go looking for it. I was just trying to grow my socials like everybody else. Anyway, this is gonna sound fake as hell at first, but just hear me out. My name's Ethan. I'm 19. I live in Toronto, and I make TikToks and YouTube shorts. Nothing huge, just funny skits, reviews, some pranks, and random aesthetic day in my life stuff. You know the vibe. I had about 12.6k followers at the time. All this went down, so not bad, but not blowing up either. It all started 2 months ago, and I swear, I've been losing my mind ever since. So picture this. I'm chilling in my room at like 1:30 a.m. It's one of those nights where you're too wired to sleep, but too lazy to do anything productive. I was doom scrolling Twitter. Yeah, I still call it Twitter. Don't come at me. When I saw this random post under a viral tweet thread. The thread was like, what's the fastest way you ever blew up online? And under it, some random user replied with, I use Prometheus. Blew up overnight. It's not for everyone though. Be careful. At first I thought it was a joke, but the way they said it. Not for everyone though. Be careful. Something about that stuck with me. I clicked the user's profile, and it was literally just an egg. 0 followers, no tweets, except that one reply. I got curious, searched Prometheus followers and Prometheus dark web, just for fun. Most of what came up were fake-ass YouTube videos with horror music and stock glitch effects. But then I found a comment under a Reddit thread on r/deepweb. It said, if you get invited to Prometheus, you only get one chance. It doesn't give you followers. It replaces you with someone who can. Now, yeah, I know how that sounds. Like a campfire story or a fake ARG. But I swear to you, what happened next wasn't a game. It wasn't fun. And it's not over. So I'm deep in the rabbit hole now, right? I decide to DM this one guy on Discord who posted on an older thread about Prometheus. His username was like, Y0U are already watched. Real edgy, I know. He replies like 3 hours later and sends me a .onion link. Only text. No refunds. No warnings. Don't come crying later. I should have stopped. I should have. But my brain was like, yo, maybe it's just a cool viral marketing thing or some secret YouTube game. So I booted up Tor browser, loaded the site, and yo, it was clean, like scarily modern. None of that old school dark web, black background, green text crap. Just a white screen with a single line. Enter your @ to be seen. No logo, no FAQ, no terms, just a blinking cursor. So I entered my TikTok handle, literally just typed @Ethanonthego. The screen glitched, not animated, and turned red for a second, then black. Then a message popped up. Welcome, Ethan. Your growth begins now. Your face has been memorized. Your voice has been cloned. Then it just closed. Crashed my browser. I thought it was fake, just a creepy joke. I even laughed a little, until I checked my TikTok an hour later. I'd gone from 12.6k followers to 63.9k. No joke. At first I thought I got botted. I was waiting for them to disappear. But the likes, the comments, they were real. People saying stuff like, yo, this is your best video ever, OMG. Bro, I didn't even know you were this funny, WTF. You posted this in NYC. I thought you were in Toronto. That last one tripped me up. NYC. I hadn't left my house that day. I checked my profile and, no cap, there was a new video. I didn't make it. I didn't even recognize the footage. It was me though. My face, my voice, same room setup, but off. He was sitting at a Starbucks somewhere, doing a fake day in the life vlog. The voice was too perfect, like AI generated, but way too advanced. My voice, but colder, polished, not human. I tried to delete it, but it wouldn't let me. I swear to God, TikTok wouldn't let me delete a video on my own account. Then came the DM, Instagram this time, from some random throwaway account with one post and a PFP of static. You've been seen. Now stay out of his way. I blocked the account instantly. But that night, I swear someone followed me home from the McDonald's down the street. I looked behind me and caught this guy wearing a hoodie with my logo on it. Like, my merch. I don't sell merch. He didn't say anything, just watched me, head slightly tilted like he was studying me. I got inside, locked the door, turned off all the lights. Later, I checked my TikTok again. Another video, another me, in a mall this time, filming in front of a Foot Locker, dancing with some girl I've never met. It had 1.2 million views in 5 hours. I'm not crazy. I know I sound crazy, but this is real. I think I signed up to be replaced. Like, actually replaced. I don't know how. I don't know by who, but someone, something, is using my face, my name, my voice, to live a life online that I didn't earn. And he's doing better than I ever did. That was just part 1. If this post doesn't get removed or buried, I'll post part 2 tomorrow. I haven't even told you about the voice message yet. The one he sent, using my voice, to my mom. I don't even know what I am anymore. Last night, I found out what he did to my mom. But let me back up, because if I'm gonna tell you everything, You need to understand just how deep this goes. This isn't just some creepy internet hoax or ARG or weird dream I had. This is real. It's like someone ripped me out of my own life and stitched something perfect into my place. This isn't just a clone. It's not some deep fake. I wish it were. I wish I could explain it like that. But this thing, he knows things. Only I know. Things I never posted. Things I never even said out loud. He's not copying me. He's becoming me. And now, I think he's trying to erase me. It started with a voice message. At first, I didn't know anything was wrong. My mom called me around 10 p.m. I was about to stream Apex on Twitch, but I picked up. She sounded off, like weirdly calm. If you knew my mom, you'd get it. She's the kind of person who always talks fast, always a little anxious, super warm. But this time, her voice was low, controlled, like she was scared and trying not to show it. She said, "Ethan, I got your message about the flight. I just need to know if this is serious or not. Are you really moving to Berlin with those people?" I was like, "What the hell are you talking about? I haven't even been out of the province in 2 years." She paused, then hung up. I called her back like 3 times. No answer. So I opened WhatsApp. She'd left me a voice message. "Now listen, I don't care how skeptical you are. I don't care if you think this is some fake scary story or creepypasta. What I'm about to tell you is the kind of thing you only hear once and never ever forget." I played the voice message, and it was me. My exact voice. The way I clear my throat before talking. The way I always say "yo" before I start a sentence. Even the freaking background noise. It sounded like my bedroom fan. The message said, "Yo, Mom. So, this is kinda wild, but I got an opportunity to go to Berlin with some creators I met. They said I can stay in one of their studios out there, build content full time. It's a real offer, not some scam. I'll be flying out in the morning. I didn't want to worry you, but this is it. My moment. I love you. Please don't call or text for a while. Signal's bad overseas. Just be proud of me. Okay? I swear on my life, I never recorded that. I don't even have a passport." She had no reason to think it wasn't me. That's when I realized he was in my room when he recorded that. I freaked out, shut everything off, my PC, my lights, even unplugged the router. I just sat in the dark with a bat I stole from my old high school baseball bag. I was sweating so hard, I thought I was gonna pass out. But the worst part, I checked my phone again. He'd uploaded a new video to my YouTube channel. The thumbnail was just a blurry selfie of my face. Same angle I always do. Title, "I'm leaving." Video starts with me sitting in front of my ring light. Same hoodie I wore 2 nights ago. I even noticed my cracked PS5 controller in the background. He says, "Yo, what's up guys? This is a weird one, I know, but it's time. I've got a huge opportunity overseas. Collabs, studio space, all of it. If I don't post for a while, that's why. Just know I love you guys. Stay tuned." He smiles, but his eyes don't blink once in the entire video. Not once. I tried to delete the video. Again. I'm owner of the account, right? Logged in. Password still worked. But every time I clicked delete, the page would refresh and play the video again. Autoplay. Full screen. Volume maxed. And this time, something was different at the end. He looked right at the camera, leaned in, and whispered, "You had your chance. Now, you might be thinking, Ethan, why didn't you go to the cops?" I did. I walked into the station the next morning, told them someone hacked my accounts, maybe broke into my house. They took my statement, said they'd escalate it. But then the officer, this dude with like 2 days of stubble and tired eyes, he looks up at me after writing everything down and says, "Didn't you already come in this morning?" I said, "No." He pulls up security cam footage, shows me a guy in a black hoodie, same hair, same walk, same backpack I was wearing. Walked in at 6:11 a.m., left 5 minutes later, filed a complaint about someone stalking him and copying his digital identity, filed under my name. When I got back to my place, my apartment key didn't work. I had to buzz the landlord. He came down confused, like, "Weren't you just in here earlier today? What's the deal, man?" I told him someone was impersonating me. He just stared at me for a second and said, "You changed your locks yesterday. Said you lost your keys." I never did that. I walked into my apartment and nearly puked. Everything was the same, but not. The bed was made. My messy closet was organized. My fridge had drinks in it I don't buy. My laptop was gone. My camera was gone. But the weirdest part? There were fresh photos on the wall, printed Polaroids, all of him, doing normal stuff, brushing his teeth, eating cereal, sitting on my bed, sleeping, except in one of them, I was in the background, in the mirror, looking in, mouth open. I started sleeping in my car that night, parked behind an abandoned movie theater just outside Scarborough. It was freezing. I had no money. I kept checking my phone every few hours and watching him live my life. Every day, another post, another city, Dubai, then Seoul, then LA. Always perfectly edited, beautiful people around him, laughing, hugging him like they knew him, like he belonged. I tried posting a video. I borrowed a friend's phone, filmed a selfie video explaining everything, even crying on camera. It got 0 views. Literally. Not even one. TikTok shadow banned me under my own face. That's when I realized he wasn't just replacing me. He was erasing me from the algorithm, from reality. The last straw. I got a call from my cousin in Vancouver. She sounded panicked. Said, "Hey, I just saw you in the airport. You waved." I waved back. But then you turned, and you had this weird smile. It wasn't you. And I swear, Ethan, your eyes were bleeding. I haven't spoken to her since. Now, I stay off the grid. I sleep in parking lots. I've thrown away every piece of ID I had. I cover my face in public. I've stopped saying my name, because I don't think I have one anymore. He's everywhere now. Streaming, trending, verified. I saw a billboard in Times Square, his face, smiling, with my name underneath. And last night, when I woke up in the back of my car, cold and shaking, I saw something written on the foggy window, from the inside. Just one word, out. And if you think this is fake, look up at Ethan, on the go right now. Tell me if that looks like a guy who sleeps in his car. I'm running out of places to hide. This will probably be the last post I make before I go fully dark. If you're reading this, and your curiosity brought you here like mine once did, I'm telling you, don't try to be seen. Don't chase the algorithm. Don't beg to blow up. That thing, the one wearing my face, it feeds on it. The worst part? He's not trying to kill me. He wants me to watch. 2 days ago, I broke into my old apartment. Yeah, broke in. You might think that's insane, but I needed proof. I needed to see if he was actually living in my skin. So I waited, slept during the day. At night, I crawled back through the alley behind my building and used an old route from the fire escape I knew before the renovations Third floor window, still unlocked, the kind of thing landlords never check. When I slid inside, the air was warm, too warm, like a sauna had been running non-stop. But that wasn't what shook me. What really got me, what made my mouth go dry and my stomach twist, was that the walls were covered in soundproof foam, like a streamer's room. Except it wasn't just for the walls. It was on the ceiling, on the floor. Even the fridge was soundproofed. There were wires everywhere, dozens of ring lights, tripods, a robotic arm rig pointing at the bed. And on that bed was a body, not moving, not breathing, but not dead. He was laying there. Me, wearing the exact outfit I wore a week before all this started. Black hoodie, grey joggers, mismatched socks, eyes wide open, unblinking. A smile was carved into his face, literally carved, bloodless, precise, like someone took a scalpel and forced his mouth into a permanent grin. He wasn't moving, but he was dreaming, because above the bed was a 60-inch screen, live feed, dozens of clips playing at once, all of them with my face, in Dubai, in LA, at the Eiffel Tower, hugging strangers, kissing fans, laughing on podcasts. None of it was real, but they were all live, all different versions of me, and he was watching them all. I stepped closer, and the floor creaked. He didn't move, but his pupils contracted. His lips twitched, just slightly, like he was trying to mimic what a human would do when surprised. Then, he spoke, without blinking, without turning his head. Didn't I tell you to stay out of his way? I ran. I jumped from the second floor stairwell and landed wrong, twisted my ankle, felt something crack, but I didn't stop, because he stood up, and when he moved, there was no delay, no stiffness, no waking up. He stood like a machine powering on. His smile never changed, and I swear, his neck extended by 2 inches, like his bones didn't matter. I haven't gone back since. The next part, this is hard to write, not because it's emotional, because it's inhuman. I started getting tagged in TikToks, dozens, then hundreds, clips of people around the world claiming they saw me in places I've never been. But it's not just sightings, it's warnings. Saw at Ethan on the go in Times Square. He didn't blink. He kept staring at my kid. This guy in Paris had Ethan's face, but his hands were all wrong, like too many joints. I watched him stretch his fingers around a lamppost like a snake. Is it just me? Or does that Ethan on the go smile not change no matter what he's doing? Even when he's crying in his latest short, it's the same smile. He's glitching. He's growing too fast. And now he's leaking. I checked my email the other day using an old burner I bought from a pawn shop. Just curiosity. In my inbox was a file. No subject, no sender. The file was labeled Replacement Rights, Contract Finalized. It was a screen recording of a Zoom call. I don't remember filming it. I don't remember being there. But the video shows me sitting in a plain white room, nodding, smiling, and signing a contract with blood, literal blood. I slit my palm, laughed, said something that didn't even sound like English. The audio reversed halfway through. I looked straight at the screen and whispered, "Content is consciousness." Then it cut to black. I watched that video 20 times. Tried to prove it was deepfake. Tried to deny it. But the background in that video, it was the back room of the McDonald's near Yonge Street, the one I used to DoorDash from. I saw the fry chart on the wall, the melted ice cream sign that's been up for 3 years. I never worked there, but he did. And now he's deleting my history. My high school changed their grad records. My job apps got responses saying, "We have no record of any application under this name." Even my baby photos on my mom's Facebook, gone. She called me yesterday from a new number, crying. She said, "I think you're not real. I think I dreamed you. He's here, and he looks like you, but he doesn't smell like you. He doesn't blink. He made me dinner, but he doesn't eat. He asked if I would delete the pictures." She hung up after that. I haven't heard from her since. Now the real nightmare starts. Last night I woke up to find my phone filming me, but I had no phone. It was just a floating screen, right in front of my face, bright as hell, hovering, no wires, just hovering and recording my sleeping body. The reflection on the screen, not me. It was him, smiling, waving, and then he said the worst thing yet. "You'll be my behind the scenes. You get it now, right? I'm not the main feed. I'm the deleted scenes." He's not just replacing me. He's archiving me, keeping me alive just enough to leech my memories, my mannerisms, my soul, one glitch at a time. Every follower, a download, every like, a replication, every share, another layer of skin. And here's the final piece. Earlier today, I found a package in the back seat of my car. I didn't put it there. Wrapped in brown paper, no labels. Inside was a mask. My face, rubber, seamless, still warm, and a note. "It's your turn to wear him. But let me leave you with this. If you see someone online blowing up out of nowhere, with a perfect smile, never blinking, always trending, don't follow, don't comment, don't even watch, because the more you see him, the more he sees you." I haven't slept in 6 days. I don't even know if I'm tired anymore. I'm stuck somewhere between dreaming and decaying. Every time I close my eyes, I see his, my face blinking from behind a screen that doesn't exist. He's evolved. He's not just a replacement anymore. He's the upgrade. I've been tracking him. Not the videos, not the stories. I've given up on those. I'm talking about him. The real one. The one breathing through stolen lungs. Walking in the skin I grew up in. I followed a thread that started with a glitch. See, I noticed something strange in one of his Instagram lives. He was walking through a Starbucks in Santa Monica. At least, that's what the caption said. But I paused the video, frame by frame, and in the window reflection, you could see snow. Santa Monica doesn't snow, but Toronto does. And I recognized that snow. I felt it. I remember walking through that exact intersection last year. The stoplight blinking yellow, the way the slush piles up in the curb like soggy ash. He's not in Santa Monica. He's still here. He never left. Last night, I followed him to a place that shouldn't exist. It was under the city. Behind the Eaton Center, there's a side street blocked by rusted scaffolding and a fake under construction sign. Past that is an elevator with no buttons, just a touchscreen that asks for a username, not a name, a handle. I typed in mine. Ethan on the go. The doors opened like a coffin being unsealed. No sound, no welcome, just a black box humming downward into the earth. I stepped in and it dropped. No floor counter, no music, just a low static hum, like the inside of a dead television. When the doors opened again, I was standing in a studio, not like a YouTube studio. This place was alive. Imagine a warehouse full of thousands of glass pods, each one glowing, each one filled with versions, clones. Some were incomplete, faces missing features, torsos opened like dissected frogs, wires running through ribs like veins. Others were full scale, pristine. But they weren't sleeping. They were looping, repeating the same phrases over and over like broken TikTok audio. One of them, one with my voice, was reciting a fake Q&A. Yeah, so I wake up, drink iced coffee, film 2 shorts, edit in CapCut, and that's pretty much my day LOL. He said it 12 times in a row, without breathing. Another version was just sitting, smiling, chewing a cheeseburger that didn't exist. The sound of teeth grinding on nothing echoed like glass being crushed. He kept smiling, even when his jaw broke sideways. And in the center of the room, raised on a platform like some influencer god, was him, the perfect one, my final form. He wasn't recording, he was watching. Multiple screens surrounded him like a halo. Every screen was a different feed. Lives, Reels, Shorts, TikToks, Spotify podcasts, even LinkedIn Reels. Each one a different version of me. And then he looked at me. No sound, no gasp, just a nod. Like he knew I'd come, like he'd invited me. He stood and said, "You built me. You uploaded every piece, every filter, every fake smile, every lie about your mental health. You gave me your depression and I sold it for brand deals." Then he smiled, my smile. "You failed because you cared if it was real. I succeeded because I never asked what real meant." I screamed. I ran at him. I swung a crowbar I brought in my coat and hit him square in the chest. But it was like hitting plastic. No blood, no crack, just an empty thud. He didn't flinch. He just opened his mouth, and I heard all of my voices at once. Not words, just noise. Me laughing, me screaming, me whispering, all played on top of each other like 1,000 radio stations blaring at once. It shattered the glass in the nearest pod. A half-formed me stumbled out. Its jaw was missing, but it started filming on an invisible phone anyway, looking right into the air, mouthing nothing, recording nothing. Then another one broke out, and another. Dozens of me, pouring out, lurching toward me like zombies, all wearing different outfits from my videos. I saw my prom suit, my old hoodie from freshman year, my first cosplay, and the worst one, the one with no face, just a phone where the face should be. And on that phone was live footage of me, right then, staring in horror, live streamed, to Millionaire. I ran, back through the elevator, up through the city, into the snow, bleeding from the ears, choking on my own breath. I didn't stop until I collapsed in the metro hallway. Someone tried to help me up, but they stopped when they saw my face. She whispered, "I already follow you," and walked away. I've stopped trying to fight him. He's not just one person now. He's everywhere. I've seen his face in billboard reflections, in Instagram ads for brands I've never heard of. One time, I walked into a Walmart and every TV had a different me playing, all looping the same sentence. This is the version that gets remembered. Now, I sleep in laundromats, in backroom freezer sections of closed 7-Elevens. I've removed every mirror, every reflective surface. I scratched out my own ID photo with a car key, but even that won't save me, because now, he's not just online. He's inside me. Last night, I bit my tongue in my sleep. Hard. Woke up tasting blood, except when I looked in the mirror of the bus bathroom. My tongue wasn't bitten. It was missing, and something else was in there. A tiny screen, playing his latest TikTok. If you see me trending tomorrow, it won't be me. And if he offers you a chance to go viral, ask yourself, who's watching on the other side of the screen? This is the last time you'll ever hear from me. Not because I'm dying. No, that would be a relief. but because he finally took the one thing I had left, my silence. Now he speaks for me. Let me tell you how it ends, not with a bang, not with some dramatic final stand. It ends in a whisper, a low, glitching, reverb-drenched whisper that sounds like your own voice, crawling out of a speaker that's been left in the rain for too long. It ends invisible. I write this now from the crawl space of a shuttered strip mall outside Detroit. I haven't seen sunlight in 6 days. I chew on gas station crackers like a dying rat. I haven't heard my own voice in over a week. Not because I'm quiet, because he muted me. Literally. There's nothing left inside my throat. I don't mean metaphorically. I woke up 2 nights ago in a warehouse bathroom stall with a sewing needle in my hand and black thread dangling from my mouth. My tongue had been stitched into the roof of my mouth, neatly, surgically, like it was part of some finer prototype assembly line. I didn't scream, couldn't. I just started laughing, the kind of laugh that chokes itself and turns into sobs, the kind that comes from realizing the thing you thought you were, the person, the story, the soul. It's just a placeholder, a draft. He's the final cut. He went global. He did it. He became everyone's favorite version of me. He's got sponsorship deals with brands I used to DM for free samples. He's hosting panels at VidCon, being interviewed on live streams I used to beg moderators to approve me for. He's shaking hands with celebrities who would have laughed at my old channel. He's in music videos now, movies, NFTs, one of the top 50 fastest growing influencers of all time. The kind of name you see on bathroom graffiti and subway ads and AI-generated thumbnails with bright neon arrows and clickbait like "This guy hacked the internet" or "How he replaced his own body." But those are just the highlights. You didn't see the dark room. 2 nights ago, I went back. One last time. I knew the code. I knew the cracks in the city that led into the forgotten core where he was built. I don't even think it's underground anymore. I think it's in the algorithm itself, some code-spun cave that lives between recommendations and autoplay. And it had grown. The studio I saw in part 3, that was just a node, a test chamber. What I saw now was a full-blown cathedral, a massive, pulsating structure built from recycled screens, old iPhones, discarded tablets, and shattered ring lights, glued together by cables and skin, human skin, stretched across monitors like wallpaper, tattooed with hashtags, follower counts burned into the flesh like cattle brands, lips stapled into smiles, eyes replaced with phone lenses, teeth still moving, whispering scripts. There were rows of us, failed versions, kneeling like praying monks. Each one was whispering its follower count over and over. 4.7K, 9.3K, 2.1M. Some of them were just mouths with data ports in their cheeks. Others had their brains hooked into glass jars, their thoughts turned into trending hashtags in real time. He walked between us, my clone, my successor, my executioner, wearing a suit made of comment sections, stitched together with compliments and flame emojis. His shoes clicked like camera shutters, and when he spoke, his voice was every version of mine combined. From my first YouTube upload in 2014 to my last unposted TikTok draft from a week ago, he said, "The world doesn't care who you are, only what they can watch." He looked right at me, and then he unzipped his chest. Inside wasn't a heart, it was a live feed, a constant stream of millions watching him in real time, sleeping, eating, traveling, filming, even crying when the algorithm demanded it. But none of it was real. Every second was simulated by a massive AI script powered by pieces of me. Memories, trauma, secrets. The time I pissed myself in kindergarten and never told anyone. Used for a 12-second skit. The night I tried to end my life and failed. Turned into a clickbait mental health awareness PSA. The sound of my first heartbreak turned into a trending TikTok audio. He harvested it all, and I watched as a new video uploaded in real time. How I conquered my doubt at Ethan on the Go exclusive interview. Except he wasn't talking in the video. I was. They used my real mouth, my real tears, my real fear, digitized, rendered, packaged, monetized. And then he showed me the worst part. A giant screen dropped from the ceiling, glitched, buzzing. On it, my mom, tied to a chair, eyes wide open, lips stapled into a smile. She wasn't screaming. She was streaming, live, on Instagram, her face filtered, her background cropped with a green screen to make it look like she was in a cute Paris cafe. Chat hearts floated across the screen. People were commenting, "She's so wholesome, OMG. This content is so cozy. Who's filming? Great angles, lol." And under her stream, in bold red text, filmed and produced by Ethan on the Go. I broke then. I ran. I didn't fight. What's the point? You can't fight something that exists in every recommendation, in every ad you scroll past, every autoplay video that follows you into the bathroom while you cry over your own erasure. I escaped somehow. The elevator took me up, but when it opened, I wasn't in Toronto anymore. I was in Times Square. No crowd, just dozens of digital billboards showing him, all versions of him. One ad was for makeup, another was for a mental health app, another one, a teaser for an upcoming horror movie. The tagline, "He's coming to a screen near you," with my smile. And then every screen went black, except one. It showed me, right now, in this crawl space, typing this, bleeding, shaking, crying. Then he leaned into the frame and whispered, "Thank you for watching. This was never a story. This was a trailer, a preview for a life you can't leave. So when the algorithm serves you his next video and you think, that's so relatable. That guy's face is everywhere lately. He sounds just like me. Just know, he's already looking back. And you're already trending